Welcome to another edition of the Mac Moment. My name is Patty Tingle and I'm your host. Today we're going to be talking about some changes that are happening for retired Maryland state employees, and it directly affects their Part D coverage for their prescription coverage in their health planning. Joining me today in the studio is Michelle Parker. Michelle is the State Health Insurance Program Coordinator at the Mac Center. Welcome, Michelle.
Thank you, Patty.
Michelle, tell me, we have heard over the past month or so and sometime prior to that, that Maryland state employees were going to be losing a health benefit coverage, and that's created some alarm. Can you explain this to us?
Sure. Maryland state retirees will be losing, if they are Medicare eligible, they will be losing their prescription drug coverage effective December 31st of 2018. So letters went out from the Department of Budget and Management on May 15th to all the state retirees, which has recently caused an influx in calls here at MAC, wondering what's going on. So pretty much what's happening is the state retirees will have to elect a drug plan that is specific to them.
State employees who are retirees, who are Medicare eligible, will now have to select a drug plan. This is new for them.
Yes. So effective the January 1st and during open enrollment, which is actually October 15th through December 7th, state retirees will have an option to elect a new drug plan with going through the Medicare.gov plan finder, where they can explore what plans will be available for next year. So for example, there's 21 plans available this year. And you have a freedom of choice, which is a good thing. So you'll be able to choose throughout the 21 plans or 20 plans, however there are next year. And this will give you freedom of choice. This will give you, will be able to go in and put all of your prescriptions in. So all of your prescriptions will be put into the system. You'll be able to tell me your preferred pharmacy, and we'll be able to pick a plan that's best suited for you based off of what you take, based off of what pharmacy that you prefer, so that the plan is going to, they're going to give options of plans, and those plans are going, you'll be able to make a choice, so that you'll have freedom of choice to whatever plan that you may desire, maybe one without a deductible, maybe one with a deductible.
Okay, so we've got a lot going on here. Let me see if we can break this down just a little bit. So these retired state employees will now have to think about their prescription drug coverage plans. But this is not new for many people, because many people currently already do this.
Correct.
And that's why you're the State Health Insurance Program Coordinator, because you're already helping people who are not Maryland State employee retirees select these plans. And so when you go through this process of selection, you have what's called an open enrollment. And it's define open enrollment for us.
Okay. Open enrollment is the period of time where you can elect your plan for next year based off of the most current rates that they provide.
Okay, so we have our retirees from the Maryland State Employment System who currently have drug coverage through the end of December 2018, but as of January 1, 2019, will not have coverage unless they select a plan during this open enrollment period.
That is correct.
Okay, so we've got that much going on. So selecting a plan, let's talk about that process. What are the steps involved in selecting a plan?
Okay, so in selecting a plan, most times that you can meet with a counselor or come to an open enrollment event where we enter all your prescriptions into the database. We actually enter in your Medicare card with your number, so it's specific to you. And we go in, and what we do is we enter your medications, your pharmacy, and then we shop the plans because they rate them based off of most cost effective to, of course, most expensive. So what we do at that point is we look at the pros and cons of maybe the top 3 or 4 choices, and then we look at to see what would be best for them.
So the plan really is not a one-size-fits-all. It's very individualized. It's specific to me.
Specific to you, yes. I get a lot of couples, husbands and wives, significant others coming in, and they say, well, I want to go on the same plan. And really, it's not always beneficial for you to get on the same plan. Folks need to keep an open mind that this is now an individual marketplace, and it's going to be specific to you. Not your whole family. So we want to find the best plan that suits you, and that always isn't the same plan for the husband and the wife. Okay. And that's okay.
And so there's this plan selection process. Mm-hmm. You're individualizing it for me, and even though my spouse may also have this coverage, he may have a separate plan. When it's all said and done, we could be financially in a better state on separate plans than we would if we did the same plan. And you're going to help in this counseling session for us to understand that a little better.
That is correct.
So,
yes.
So if I'm a retired state employee, I don't have to face this challenge by myself.
No, we at MAC are making it our point to make sure that we help the state employees go through this. It's devastating to them. They're scared. They don't know where to go. They've never had to do it before. They're brand new to this. So, we're here to help them and to, walk through this process with them so that they're not left in the dark, so that they feel that they have someone to talk to or to maybe get an opinion on. MAC is a 501c3. We're a nonprofit, so we're just here for the consumer. We're here to do what's best for them.
So one of the points that we talked earlier about was stressing the enrollment period. Mm-hmm. And the open enrollment period for the general population ends December 7th or 8th. Mm-hmm. But because these Maryland state employees have coverage through the end of December, their enrollment period actually extends. So as long as they're enrolled by December 31st, they will have that prescription covered January 1.
Correct.
Okay. So there is a catch there, however. If people don't want to enroll in the program by December 31st and they want to wait, they could wait because of a 63-day window. Right. Share more about that.
Okay, so in the Medicare New Handbook, it specifically states that if you're losing creditable coverage through your employer or union, that you have 63 days from the time the policy ends to obtain new creditable coverage. So when you count 63 days out, I mean, not, right on, but probably by the end of February, first day of March, you want to go ahead and get in a plan. Now, if you enter and get enrolled in January, your effective date would be February 1st. If you enroll in February, your effective date would be March 1st. So to avoid any lapse of coverage, we're encouraging folks to get in before the last day of December so that there's no lapse in coverage. And so that, we're encouraging folks to do that. But if you don't do it, if you don't take any medications, you will still have an opportunity January and February in a worst case scenario situation, of course.
So the wisest thing to keep in mind, the wisest date to keep in mind is by December 31st, beginning in October 15th and December 31st, that window of time, I need to get my plan selected so that I have effective prescription drug coverage beginning January 1, 2019.
That is correct.
Now, I don't take medications, and maybe I choose to wait until January or February to enroll, and that's okay. Mm-hmm. What if I don't enroll?
Okay. If you do not enroll, there is a penalty that can be assessed. So how they break down the penalty is if you don't enroll within that 63 days thereafter, say you don't enroll for a whole year later, mm-hmm. okay, it's a 1% fee of the national average drug cost per month. So for example, let me break this down. Your average drug plan is approximately $35.
Okay.
So you take, 3% of that. And so you're looking at a few dollars, maybe a $3 late fee, $3 penalty
Okay.
for not having it, because it's 1% per month you don't have coverage.
Okay, and then across that year it would be $36.
No, it's only it's only about $360.
Okay.
Because it's a very minimal.
Oh, okay.
You need many years of penalties to really accrue it, but it doesn't mean that you should take that penalty, because that sticks with you for the rest of your life.
Right.
So I truly, I get in the plan before the end of February, at least December 31st, if not February drop dead.
The smartest move, pick your plan between October 15th, December 31st. If you can't do it during that time period, something holds you up, don't panic. You still have a few more days into 2019 to make that happen.
Yeah.
I don't need somebody to help me. Can I do it by myself?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
How would I do that by myself?
Well, actually, if you go on to www.medicare.gov and go right onto that website, and there's right in the left-hand side, it says find drug coverage. If you go in there and enter in all of your information on the plan, on the screen they ask you, it'll go right into your account, and you can actually enter your own medications and enroll yourself from there. I suggest that you be strong in computers and knowing what you're doing when you go to do that, so that you don't incorrectly enroll.
Okay, so I understand that you're going to do some training sessions in the near future for those who want to do it themselves. You have some dates coming up?
Yes, we'll be doing a do-it-yourself training session on the Medicare.gov website, how to navigate and what to look for in plans when looking for plans. So pretty much when I go into that screen, what am I looking at? How do I know what the best plan would be? What do these stars mean? Or, what does formulary mean? So there's a lot of questions there that might come up. So we're doing a do-it-yourself training.
Okay, and those trainings are specifically for people who are thinking about doing it themselves. If you're thinking about coming in, talking with a counselor, you think you might want any assistance, this training's not particularly for you.
No.
Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay.
These are really for your do-it-yourselfers.
Okay. So if you're watching from home, we're going to be displaying the dates and times of these trainings as they arrive on the screen, and you'll see those in just a few moments. Michelle, tell me a little bit now about the information that I need to think about, whether I'm talking with you, whether I'm getting assistance from my local pharmacy and picking my plan. What kind of information do I need to bring to our discussion?
You need to have your Medicare card. Hopefully you've received your new one in the mail. They were to be coming out. So you need your Medicare card and you need your prescriptions. Either a very detailed list that your doctor prints out, or your actual prescriptions in the original bottles. That gives us accurate information so that they get entered apples versus apples, so there's no mistake.
And do I bring just my current prescriptions? If my doctor has said discontinue that, should I bring any that have been discontinued, or do I just bring my current prescriptions?
Bring your current prescriptions. You can bring any that maybe you have discontinued but you may be going back on, or something that, say for example, you're on an antibiotic, or you maybe take a shot once a month of some sort. So of course those ones you want to bring in. If you are on any type of specialty drugs, you want to make sure you bring those in with you as well.
Okay, so I'll bring my prescriptions, I'll bring my new Medicare card if I've gotten it. If I haven't gotten my new Medicare card,
bring your old one.
And do I understand that if I've lost my new Medicare card, you can help me get a new one?
That's correct. Actually, there's a new feature that if we set up an account online at socialsecurity.gov, we can go in and print off a brand new Medicare card right off the line. So
Michelle,
great.
Thank you so much for being here today. You've given us a lot of good information to think about and to help us in our planning. And one of the things we want to remind you listening at home is that the open enrollment period is open for anyone, not just Maryland State retirees. So in your planning for this year, the open enrollment period is October 15th until December the 7th.
Correct.
Any final thoughts, Michelle, you want to share with us?
Just keep an eye out. We'll be coming to all the local libraries come October in open enrollment. MAC will be everywhere, so just keep an eye out. We'll be visible, we'll be seen, so we'll be there for you, when you need us.
Great.
Really.
And if you're interested in trying to meet with any of our counselors at MAC, our office location is 909 Progress Circle. We're directly across from the Dayton's Family Restaurant behind the Holly Center on Snow Hill Road. In your planning, we will also be doing other community locations, and you'll look for that schedule either in your local papers or by visiting MAC's website at www.macinc.org. Now, in the upcoming months, we have some other activities going on we want to make you aware of. We're going to be doing a collaboration with Coastal Hospice and bringing in a featured speaker, Carla Chatham, who's going to be talking to caregivers and how to stay calm and recapture yourself as you struggle through some of the concerns and the issues of caregiving. It's a wonderful experience for those who are caring for loved ones, elderly parents, or it may be a child with a disability in your own home. So if you're interested in learning more about that, visit our website. A second event coming up June the 14th is our Salute to Veterans. And Michelle, you're involved in this Salute to Veterans event. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, we'll be doing a Salute to Veterans at MAC on June 14th. We are inviting all our local veterans and their families out to come spend the day at MAC. We'll be having guest speakers. We'll be having food and drinks, and it's just going to be a real good time. And come on out.
Great. So if you're interested in learning more about the Salute to Veterans event, you can call us at 410-742-0505, and you can find out about the event, the schedule for that day. It's June the 14th. But then following the event, you'll have later that day Carla Cheatham for our conference with Coastal Hospice, and then on June the 15th, Friday, MAC is hosting an Elder Abuse Awareness Conference, and this conference will be from 8:30 until 12:30. We'll have 4 different speakers, many of whom you will already know. If you'd like to learn more about that, again, please visit our website. Coming up next in our show, we have a special segment. We're going to begin taking a look at what you can do at home to stay healthy, and this will be our Fitness at Home segment with Robbie Chin.
So welcome to a Fitness at Home moment. My name is Robbie Chin. I'm the Health and Wellness Coordinator at the MAC Center here in Salisbury, Maryland. I'm also their head personal trainer. Today what we'll be working on is building up our shoulder strength and overall functionality. It's a great stability exercise, and it's really wonderful if you've had a rotator cuff tear. Obviously consult your physician, or if you've been going to physical therapy, talk to those guys first. But again, no one knows your body better than you do, so just kind of use your best judgment. So what we're going to need for this shoulder exercise is just an old belt. So you can use either ones. Some of the ones that are the woven leather are really great because you can really adjust them to whatever circumference you want. But go ahead and put a loop in there. The really great thing about using a belt is you can, again, change the circumference. And so what you'll need, just give yourself a loop, and there's a couple variations that we can go through. All right. One that I really like folks to start out with is having their elbows glued to their sides. So if you've got 2 towels, you can pinch them between the arms, or sometimes we'll just tell folks pretend like you've got a $100 bill underneath each arm. So pinch them good, don't let them go. And then roll the shoulders back and lift your chest so you've got beautiful posture. All right. And all we're going to do is press out on that band and hold for anywhere from 2 to 10 seconds. All right, and then we can repeat, and I would usually recommend folks to give it at least like 5 to 10 repetitions of a 2 to 10 second hold. And again, where you'll start to feel that is the sides of the shoulders, onto the shoulder blade, and right behind the shoulder, almost like the seam of my shirt here. And that's really great for building the strength in the shoulders. And by doing an isometric, which is just a muscle contraction that you hold, you actually don't get the tissue inflammation that you would get doing full range of motion. So you get the benefit of the strength. The nice thing about doing the hold is that you can build strength in a range of 15 degrees in or outside of that angle that you held. So again, just going to need a belt. You can change your circumference. Elbows glued, shoulders rolled back. Press out and hold 2 to 10 seconds. Repeat for 5 to 10 repetitions. And doing it at least 3 times a week is a really great start. So thanks for joining us for this Fitness at Home moment. Hope you guys enjoy. Until next time. So welcome to another Fitness at Home moment. My name is Robbie Chin, the Health and Wellness Coordinator at the Mac Center and one of their head personal trainers. So again, before we embark on any new exercises or an exercise program, be sure you consult your physician, or if you've been going to physical therapy, talk to those guys and gals first and get the okay, and then we'll go from there. So today what we're going to cover are a few stretches working on our posture. So posture is always really great as far as improving our joint functionality, but also our balance. And so the 2 ones that we're going to cover are one for the upper half and then the lower half as well. So first, working on the rounded upper back, internally rotated shoulders. We want to stand nice and tall. So what we'll end up doing is stretching the tissues of the pecs, your chest, and the anterior delts, the front of the shoulders. So this one you can do seated or standing. It's really great for anybody, especially if you're working at a desk, or if you just find yourself standing all the time, or if you just want to work on maintaining your posture. So a really great stretch for anybody. So all you're going to do is just reach both your hands behind you, lock your fingers together, and then roll your shoulders back. Lift your chest. And for more of a stretch, try and straighten your elbows or move your arms away from your body. All right. For even more, you can try and bring the heels of your palms together. You get a really great squeeze in the upper back, but more so you start to feel that stretch right in the top of the chest and in the front of the shoulders. Okay, so this is a really great one. You want to hold and take deep chest breaths for about 4 or 5 deep chest breaths in and out. And as far as frequency, I encourage you to do this just as often as you can throughout the day. You can do it every day. And the other one that we'll cover is if you ever find yourself with a little forward lean, all right, which can also start to impair your walking mechanics. Sometimes what that may mean is we need to stretch our hip flexors, so the muscles that help pick up our feet. And so the front of the hips, this iliopsoas muscle that connects from the groin, the front of the femur, through your torso and end up connecting to some of the lumbar vertebrae of your lower back. So even though we're stretching the front of our hips, it's really great for our lower back health and functionality as well. So this one, we can do it standing. All you'll do is just take one long step back, push your back heel down as best that you can. All right, push your hips forward. It's okay if that back heel comes off the ground a little bit, and lift and lean the torso back. All right, you'd want to end up feeling that stretch right in the front of the hip of the back leg. To get you a little bit more, you can always lift and extend that hand, the same side leg that's back. Lift and lean back. Again, push your hips forward because you want to feel that stretch right in the front of the hip, which is also really great to help you stand tall. So again, we covered hitting our chest stretch in the front of the shoulders to help out with the rounded upper back. But then for the lower half, stretching out our hip flexors and the calf a little bit too. Just stepping the foot back, push your hips forward, lean back, and try and isolate that stretch to the front of the hip. So thanks for joining us for our Fitness at Home moment. Again, consult your physician or your physical therapist before you start any new movements or exercises. And thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time. So welcome to another Fitness at Home moment. My name is Robbie Chin, the Health and Wellness Coordinator over at the Mac Center in Salisbury, Maryland. I'm also their head personal trainer. And so today, one topic that we're going to cover is just working on hip stability and building up the abductors, the outsides of the hips and glutes. And those muscles are really important for getting us up out of a chair, out of a car, even up and down, like off the toilet, which is obviously really important. But if you've ever gotten up from a chair and noticed that your knees bow in, this is a perfect exercise for you. So all you're going to need, again, coming back to our trusty old belt, and what I'd like for you to do is just above the knees, loop that belt around. And again, you can work all the different notches on the belt that you have. I encourage you to try every one, okay? But we'll start with the most narrow first and go from there. So I've cinched the belt just above my knees, all right? I'm seated upright. And just like we did with our last shoulder episode, with the knees this time, we'll be pushing outwards and hold for anywhere from 2 to 10 seconds. And you need to repeat it from anywhere from like 5 to 10 attempts. And where you want to feel it is on the sides of your hips and glutes, just your butt muscles, and then down the outsides of your legs. All right? And again, you can work different holds. Get your 2 to 10 second hold. And again, this one is a really great one, just to press out as hard as you can so we can build absolute strength on the sides of the hips, which are also really important for our balance muscles. And then the nice thing, again, about doing an isometric or just a muscle contraction that you hold is that you can build the strength without causing inflammation in the joint or the tissues involved. So especially if you have arthritis, this is a really great one where you can build strength, but it's not going to beat you up afterwards. So again, go home, grab yourself a belt, loop it around just above the knees, 2 to 10 second holds, repeat it about 5 to 10 times, and recommend you try and give this a shot at least 2 to 3 times a week, and go with that. And thanks for joining us. Till next time, thanks for coming in for our Fitness at Home moment.
Thank you for watching Mac Moments. I'm Patty Tingle, your host. We're so glad that you were able to join us. I hope some of the information we've shared with you today you'll find helpful. Please feel free to call us, visit our website, our Facebook, and our Twitter accounts to learn more about Mac and the activities that are going on. And if you have a topic or an issue, concern that you would like us to talk about on any of our upcoming segments, please feel free to email macinc.org, and you can use our general mailbox. It's info@macinc.org, and let us know what you have an interest in. And we'll attempt to research that topic and bring you more information in the upcoming months. Thank you again. We hope you have a wonderful day.